Hey there, welcome back to Turntable Guy. On the bench today we have a Technics Quartz lock turntable, fully automatic. This is an SL-Q300. This would be a predecessor to the SL-Q3 and I believe the Q30. So this is a little bit later on. This one is a P-mount table. Like I mentioned, it is a full automatic. It does have the dreaded hinge tabs, but the cover seems kind of light on this one, and it's very thin, so maybe this one's not as susceptible to breaking as in some of the other ones. Something kind of sticky on here too, which is gross. This one just came in for a service. Thought we'd go through it. It's a little bit different than some other Techniques. This one's got an automatic size selector. So when you put a 45 on the record, it covers up this slot here so the arm knows to move over to 45. And then when you put on a full-size 33, it will cover up this slot here, and it'll know it's a 33, and the arm will drop at the beginning. And you can see that's the mechanism there, and there's a couple slots in the platter mat here. So, not a good idea if you use an aftermarket platter mat. Either that or you have to cut out your own holes here for it. Let's put a record on here and let's see how it's working. You still have to select speed with the speed selector switch down here. All right, there's a problem already. The speed selector switch is not attached to anything. Or it's loose or something. But anyway, we'll get a look at that once we get it opened up. Let's just see how it operates. Queuing. So I put a full-size record on here. It should start at the beginning of this record. Okay, that's not spinning at 33. That's 45. Oh, that's good. So no problem there. Reject works. But it's definitely spinning at 45. So there's obviously something wrong underneath here. Obviously either the speed switch is broken, or it's stuck, or there's some grease that's got gummy in there. Anyway, let's get a look and see what's going on with this one. Alright, so remove that. We'll remove this. It's tight. We'll take this off and we'll unplug it. Lock our arm. This one has the removable ground, and it's got phono jacks instead of cables, so you can use your own RCA cables. Something Technics was doing later on. It's not too many springs here, so we'll take these out together. Looks like one at the back and the 4 feet. It's a Q series, so it's definitely a nice table. You really cannot go wrong with quartz lock. Sorry, I just bumped you with my head. Okay. There we go. All right. So I guess the area in question is our speed selector, which is over here in this area. We need to find out what's going on, so why don't we zoom in a little bit. I'll center that as best as I can. That's about as good as I can get it. So we're going to be in this area here in the lower portion of your screen. And so this switch is doing nothing, so let's see what's going on underneath here. Oh, it's broken off. Totally broken off. The plastic. That's really annoying. Oh, so can you see that? So here's the switch. It does move and it does select, but the plastic is busted off, and you can see the little black nub here. Broken right off. That's focusing. Yeah, so that's no good. Let's peel that out of there. Here it is. See the joys of plastic? That's really unfortunate. It's probably this is starting to get a little bit sticky, you know. And so what can we do? Well, we can try to glue it. That's about all we can do. But what I'm going to do before we actually glue it is I'm going to clean this switch with some contact cleaner and work it back and forth. Just make sure it's lubricated so it doesn't go through that again, hopefully. I'm just going to work this back and forth. Actually, give it a shot on this side too. There. And I'll get that working back and forth. And then what I'll do is I will do my best to glue that, and hopefully it'll stay. Or we'll put it in 33. I keep banging with my head today. We'll put it in 33 and we'll tell the owner, you know, just be careful. If you're going to 45, maybe go listen to another turntable. Sump pump. Now this is loosening up nicely. Okay. While we're under here, let's have a quick look at the table itself. Zoom that out again. There should not be very many service points on this table. There are no pitch controls. It's a straight up quartz log. The bearing is serviced from the top side, and we'll put a couple drops there. This is just your standard Technics grease from the 80s, and it's fine. All it's doing is lubricating the auto return mechanism. And it's not sticky. It's just regular grease. It's still moving nicely, so not touching any of that. This is just a switch. This looks a little bit dried up here. Maybe we'll give that a little cleaning. That's the queuing arm. Just see the grease is just a little bit dry there. I'm just going to clean that off. Actually, you know what? Let's use our friend WD-40. Just a little bit here. Like that. Hit it on this side too. Good. Clean that off. Just like that. Honestly, you know, sometimes I tend to question why grease is put in certain areas. Like, why is grease put on the spring, right? the spring is not doing anything other than contracting, you know, and stretching. Why does it need grease? Is it to keep it quiet, maybe? Never understood that. All right, we'll just put a little bit of white lithium here. Right there. Oops, wrong one. There. We'll put a little dab here. There. That's moving better. The rest of it, not touching. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean off the end of this with alcohol, and I'm going to put a dab of glue on this. And has it been glued before? Tough to say. Put a dab of glue, and then I'm going to get a clamp. We'll clamp it up, let it sit for an hour or so. Then I'll come back, and then we'll finish this one up. It's going to be a quickie. All right, so just hang on, and I'll see you in a moment. Okay, quick update. I've got it glued and put a little clamp on it. So we're just going to wait for that to set up. I've also unplugged a few of these connectors just so it would free up a little bit. And it's in the 33 position right now. So if it's going to break, I prefer if it broke in 33 rather than 45. So we'll let that set up and we'll be back. So the glue's been sitting for, I would say, about an hour now. And I've moved it a couple times and it seems okay, but you know, it's plastic and you really can't trust it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this in the 33 position again, and then I'm going to get this on. Now it goes in like this. So we'll just get it we'll get it on here, inserted in the center like that, and we'll put it down and button it up, and hopefully it moves, but I'm not going to touch it, so I'm going to let it continue to cure. I don't trust little plastic pieces like that and glue. It just, even with epoxy, I find it just doesn't hold, right? It's okay for like bigger stuff, but small little movable pieces like that, they're going to break. It's unfortunate it was plastic. Let me get these wires put back in here. Sorry for the dog barking. Okay, so let's zoom out again here. And we'll get the bottom put back on. And I'll screw these feet back on and the screw, and then I'll catch you when it's all done. So now we'll service the main bearing. Techniques says right in its manuals to apply a drop or two of oil right under the spindle here. Oh, just get the auto return to kick back here. There we go. This one feels a little bit, it needs some lubrication. So like I said before, I use Singer branded oil for my Technics decks and Technics customer decks. It's a lightweight oil. Just work that around a little bit. Feels good. Spins nicely. So when you put your platter back on this deck, you got to make sure that these two sensors here poke through the holes on the platter mat. Just like that. Alright. And we didn't have any RCA cables for this one, so if we're going to do a sound test, we're going to have to plug in some on I have here in the workshop. So just plug it in the back here. Right and left, and then it's got the detachable ground, which is a miracle that hasn't gone missing. And it's got a detachable power cord too. There are absolutely no adjustments on this arm. This is a P-mount arm, which is Technics' own invention. And the weight is preset, and the anti-skating is preset. So it says precisely adjusted by the factory. Tracking force and anti-skating at 1.25 grams. And that's it. You have nothing to do here. So no matter what cartridge you buy, it will track at 1.25. And that was the great thing about the P-mount system. You never had to worry about aligning your cartridge or setting up, well, sometimes you have to set up the weight on a few of them, but most of them are set by the factory, just like this one. There's a weight that's made just for this. So I thought, let's have a look at this Stylus, if we can get it off. It's a Technics P328 cartridge, which is pretty standard back in the day. Looks like it's got a little bit of Stylus left. We'll give that a cleaning. And yes, we will use a dab of alcohol, just 70% on this one. And I only do this on Stylus that I have no idea where they've been, just to remove any grossness. I am running out of 70%. All right. Doesn't look like there's very much Stylus left. I like the Technics branded P-mount cartridges. I think they're very pretty. All right, just gonna have a peek at this under the lamp here. Yeah, there's some Stylus left. We'll see how it tracks. Put that back on, just like that. Click, and this table should be done. So I got myself a record that probably will not get any kind of copyright strike. It's sound effects. All right, so this is in the 33 position. Set our queuing. Actually, we don't have to set our queuing. This is automatic. So here we go. Quartz lock is right on. Oh, getting a little bit of buzz. Oh, that's because I didn't attach the ground. There you go, Dunny. There we go. Buzz is gone. This is a 707 jet. Is this all 707 jets? What the heck is this? Horses galloping, factory backgrounds, squad car effects, auto skid and crash effects. Interesting. It's like a restaurant. That's hilarious. This record's made by Realistic. It's Radio Shack. All right, let's watch the auto return. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Well, I would say this one's done. Nothing special, nothing too exciting here. Just a real quick service. But a nice deck, I have to say. I really like this P-mount system. I think it's a great system. Like I said, it came about 10 years too late, right? By the time it started hitting the market, you know, the CD was just starting, and we all know what happened to that, right? So anyway, that's it for this one. Just a real quickie. If you have an SL-Q300, keep an eye out just in case you've got a broken 3345 switch. Like I said, I'm not going to touch this. I'm going to leave it in 33. Hopefully it won't break once we slide it over, but I have a bad feeling it will. So that's it. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one.